All right, let's jump into another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring Miguelangelo Rosario.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a multimedia artist, been merging art and technology for decades, so quite the career.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it really is. And we've got all sorts of sources here, snippets from his bio, project descriptions, and we've even got a transcript of an AI-generated screenplay he did, Reality Bites.
Wow, that's a lot of material.
Yeah, it's a good mix and it's fascinating stuff. What I find really intriguing is Rosario's journey kind of takes us from these massive murals that he was doing in Ibiza nightclubs to cutting-edge AI and VR.
Huh, that's quite a leap. That really does reflect a larger trend, though, how technology's changing the whole landscape of art.
Right. It makes you wonder how the definition of art's changing in this digital age.
For sure.
Rosario actually describes his own evolution. He says going from the airbrush to 3D modeling.
Oh, wow.
But just think about those Ibiza nightclubs, right? Like back in their heyday, they were all about creating these huge immersive experiences.
Oh,
Loud music, dazzling visuals, almost a physical version, a precursor to what he's doing now in virtual reality.
oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Ibiza club scene, man, it was sensory overload. Always pushing the boundaries of what a shared experience could be.
Wow.
Yeah, and, Rosario's work there, I mean, he earned the nickname Michelangelo for those epic murals he did in clubs like Privilege and Amnesia.
I've heard of those.
Oh, yeah, they were legendary. I mean, it hints at, even back then, his fascination with creating these environments that just take you to another reality.
He was ahead of his time.
Oh, absolutely.
Even back then, he was incorporating projections, LED walls, lasers into his art.
Wow.
Like he could see where things were going.
Yeah.
But then he makes this big move to Berlin, like 2011, and just immerses himself in the world of 3D design and animation.
That's a huge shift, like going from physically creating environments to digitally sculpting them.
Totally, totally.
Huh.
Okay, before we go any further, we have to talk about Reality Bites because this project, it's something else. Imagine a darkened room, you've got a screen, and it's displaying this AI-generated film, and everyone in the audience is wearing cardboard masks of the AI host.
What?
Yeah, they're all wearing masks of AI George.
AI George.
AI George, yeah, that's the AI host. And it's interactive, audience participatory, AI generated. I mean,
Wow, he's really breaking the mold here.
Yeah.
That's blurring the lines between audience and participant. It makes you wonder, what even is art in the digital age?
right. Is it something we just sit back and watch, or is it something we're part of?
Yeah.
So let's dive into some of the themes we're seeing in the Reality Bites transcript.
Okay.
One that jumps out is this whole idea of information distortion.
Interesting.
Yeah, Rosario satirizes this world of fake news, and, he calls them 5-second VLIX videos.
Volix.
Yeah, like super short videos. And there's even this device called the iBrain that supposedly makes you smarter. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like he's holding up this funhouse mirror to our obsession with technology and like the constant information overload.
It's so true, though, right? Like, it's scary how easy it is to be swayed by misinformation,
Oh, yeah.
especially with how technology kind of filters and distorts everything these days.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But he does it with humor, which is like,
Yeah, that's the brilliant part.
yeah, it's not a lecture. It's making you think while you laugh.
Right. Exactly.
And there's this constant tension between AI George as this like character, this voice kind of driving the whole experience, and then AI as this force shaping our lives. It makes you wonder, are we in control or are we being controlled?
That's a really good point. And those announcements that AI George makes in the screenplay, like sometimes they're mundane, sometimes really significant.
Yeah.
It's like this constant reminder that there's this unseen presence watching us.
Yeah, yeah. And then the ending, the person with QR code 42 is told to go to the nearest bar. Like, what does that even mean?
It's so cryptic, right? Is it a reward, an escape? Like, do we need a break from all this digital reality?
Makes you think.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
Yes.
Definitely a lot to unpack.
Yeah,
Yeah, that ending to Reality Bites, it really sticks with you.
it does. It makes you think, how much is technology shaping our reality? And,
Yeah.
the way Rosario plays with the information distortion
Yeah.
in that screenplay, it's so relevant to what we're seeing today.
Oh, totally.
I mean, think about like deep fakes, filter bubbles.
Right.
It's getting harder and harder to even tell what's real.
Exactly. And he's not just pointing it out. You
Yeah.
know, he's making us think about where we get our information from.
Yeah, like how do we even know what to trust anymore?
Right, exactly. It's like, how do we develop those skills to navigate all this?
It's tough.
It is.
It's not just about fake news though, right?
Yeah.
It's about how technology filters our whole experience.
Oh, for
We're
sure.
always getting personalized content, algorithms, advertising.
It's like we're trapped in these echo chambers, right? You only see what you already agree with.
Yeah, it's scary.
It is, and I think that's what Rosario's getting at, you know? We need to step outside our comfort zones,
Right.
challenge what we think we know, try to see different perspectives.
Yeah, technology, it's a tool, but it can also be a barrier.
Totally.
It makes me think about Rosario's own journey, you
Mm.
know. He goes from these huge murals to virtual reality.
Huh. It's interesting, right? Like, he's always been fascinated by creating these worlds.
Yeah.
Just with different tools.
It speaks to how adaptable he is, you
Yeah.
know. As an artist, he's not afraid to try new things.
Absolutely.
And you think about it, those Ibiza nightclubs, his VR stuff,
Yeah.
they're both about creating a shared reality, this experience that takes you somewhere new.
It's about more than just to sleep, though, right? It's about using those experiences to ask deeper questions
Yeah, about ourselves, our relationship with technology.
about reality itself.
Totally.
And that brings us to his work with cyberdelics.
Cyberdelics.
Yeah, he actually calls himself a cyber artist now, which
Wow.
I know, right? But these cyberdelics are like these immersive psychedelic visuals in VR.
So he's taken those Ibiza vibes and like digitized them.
It's like that, yeah, it's a digital psychedelic realm.
I mean, they're not just about the visuals though, right? I mean, he's exploring themes of consciousness perception.
Right. It's like he's giving us a tour of our own minds.
Whoa.
It's pretty wild. Think about it. He's creating art that interacts with your consciousness.
Yeah.
It could, like, change how you see things, you know? It's powerful stuff.
He even designed virtual Burning Man camp.
I know. Crazy, right?
It blows my mind. He's taking these physical communal experiences and putting them in the digital world.
It makes you think, what's next? Like, what else could we do in these virtual spaces?
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. But it
really
also
is.
makes you wonder, what about actual community? Like, is a virtual Burning Man the same as the real thing?
That's a good question.
It is. And I think that's what Rosario wants us to ask, you know? How is technology affecting our relationships, our communities, our understanding of the world? It's complicated.
Yeah, it is.
He has this quote, Rosario. He says, "The drama unfolds elsewhere while the buildup of tension is frozen to become the memory of an event that will never take place."
Wow.
Beep,
It
right?
is. It's like he's saying that virtual experiences, they can be just as real, just as impactful as physical ones, even if they're in this, like, different realm.
Yeah, like what makes an experience real anyway?
Right.
Can't we have real connections, real emotions, real insights in a digital world?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a powerful quote. The drama unfolds elsewhere while the buildup of tension is frozen to become the memory of an event that will never take place. It really gets to the heart of what we've been talking about. It does. It makes you rethink what a meaningful experience even is.
Right.
Like, does it have to be physical? Can't we have genuine connections, emotions, insights in digital spaces?
It's interesting to think about Rosario's background, you know, creating those immersive club spaces in Ibiza.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he was already blurring those lines between reality and fantasy.
He was. He was using art to transport people to another place.
Exactly.
And now he's just like taken that to the next level with technology.
Instead of physical spaces, he's building whole virtual world.
It's incredible.
And those worlds, like those Ibiza clubs, they're not just about spectacle.
Right. They're about making you think, challenging your perceptions.
Yeah, helping you understand yourself, the world around you.
Like those Burning Man camps he designed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it. He's taking a physical communal experience and making it virtual.
What else could we do in these virtual spaces? It's kind of mind-blowing.
It is. It's like he's a pioneer,
Hmm.
leading the way into this uncharted territory.
Showing us what's possible, pushing the boundaries of art.
And asking us, what happens when the physical and digital merge?
Big question.
Huge questions. But his journey reminds us that technology, it's just a tool. It's the artist, their vision, their ability to connect with the human experience.
That's what makes it powerful.
Exactly.
So I think as we wrap up our deep dive into Miguelangelo Rosario,
Yeah,
we're left with a sense of wonder, possibility.
definitely.
His art, it asks us to question, to embrace the unknown, to see the power of creativity in a world that's constantly changing.
He's shown us that art doesn't just, reflect the times, it interacts with them.
Right.
Uses whatever tools it can to explore the big questions, push those boundaries of human experience.
And in a world shaped by technology that's That's more important than ever.
Oh, absolutely.
So as you encounter art in all its forms,
Yeah.
a painting, a sculpture, a virtual world.
Anything.
Remember Miguelangelo Rosario,
Yeah.
his willingness to experiment, to evolve, to connect with something bigger than himself?
It's inspiring.
It is, because
Yeah.
in a world that's changing so fast,
Yeah.
that connection, that's what we all need.